So a few of you sent me emails about this lens, and that's why I'm doing this video, to give you my first impressions of this lens and what I think of it, and is it worth the money? Because it's actually become a waiting list for this lens now. It's sold out everywhere. I'm not paid to do any of my reviews. You'll always get my honest opinion, and I am completely blown away by this lens. Now, I've been running my channel for just over 2 years, and I have never been shocked by a product more than this. This has just blown me away. This lens is outstanding for the money. Even if it was 2,000 US dollars, which it's not, it's only 755 US dollars on Amazon. I think it's Amazon. Yeah, on Amazon. I'll put a link down below to that. 755 US dollars. Like I said, if it was $2,000, it's still a good lens, but it's only 755 US dollars. Yes, they have copied a noctilux, but hey, it happens, and it's here, and it's sold out. People want this lens. It is an outstanding lens for the money. It's a 0.95 50mm Leica M mount. At 0.95, it is incredibly sharp, as you will see from the photos in the slideshow at the end of this video, and they'll be down below in the Dropbox for you to download. There'll be a few there for you to download. All the color photos were shot with the M10-P, direct out of the camera, so you can see the contrast, everything. And the black and white photos were shot with my M6 TTL, and I couldn't shoot the M6 at 0.95 because basically it only goes up to 1,000 second shutter, and the film is ISO 250. I was using the M10-P at 4,000 a second and ISO 100 just to get away with 0.95 on a cloudy day, and it worked really well. So you'll see a few black and white photos, and they were shot with the M6 just to give you some idea of what this lens can produce. But most of them were shot standard profile, direct out the camera, so you can see how contrasty this lens is and how it performs. And yes, it performs really, really well. At 0.95, it's sharp. Incredibly sharp. F1.4, it gets better, and when you stop it down to F2, I would say it's as good, yeah, it is as good as a Summicron, a 50mm Summicron. This is an incredibly good lens. Now, I'm not sure how long it's going to last, because how long this focus will stay smooth or how long the aperture ring will work, I don't know. I will do a review in a couple of weeks and give you a full review of the lens and what I think of it with some more sample photos. And then in about 3 or 4 months, I will give you a long-term review of the lens and tell you what I think of it and how it's held up to everyday use. Because I get to keep this lens, this will be mine, and it will be a long-term review. So I will give you my honest opinion. As with all my reviews, they are my honest opinion. I'm not paid to do these reviews, and I'm not promoting their product. I just want to test this lens and let you guys know what I think about it. So yes, highly recommended. Now, a couple of downsides to the lens. It's heavy. It makes the M10 tip forward. If you can handle that, it's a great lens, but it is big and it is heavy. It does make the M10 a little bit uncomfortable, and it does hurt your wrist after a little bit of time, especially if you shoot one-handed. And the other problem is it doesn't have a lens hood. Now, the Leica 50mm Noctilux has a slide-out lens hood, which is quite nice. This doesn't. So if you're shooting towards the sun, you're going to get a lot of glare across the front glass, and if it's raining, like I said it was yesterday, you're going to get rain droplets on the front because there's nothing basically to protect it. I think if they were going to copy the Noctilux, copy it all the way and put a slide out lens hood, would have been nice. But that's the only 2 problems I can find with it. Everything else is really good. Now, you can actually adjust these lenses yourself. It does come with a chart and a little screwdriver, but I took it straight out of the box, slapped it on the M10-P, and it was perfect. It is really, really good, especially using the rangefinder part of the M10-P. I do have an EVF, which is here, and I hate this thing. It is horrible. It just feels cheap and nasty. It takes away from the whole experience of shooting a rangefinder. It's stuck in the middle. It's like shooting a mirrorless camera. And the other problem is when you put it up against your eye, it just flips up. It doesn't seem to lock properly. So yeah, I don't think I'll be using that much. But what I will do, I will be using this EVF when I do my full review on the Voigtlander 21mm f1.4, which will be coming hopefully in about a week's time. I will be using that on the M10-P to actually frame up my image, and then I'll be using the rangefinder part, basically, which is way superior to the EVF, to actually focus it. So we'll be still using this, but not all the time. So yes, it's a really nice lens and very highly recommended if you want a 50mm and you want 0.95 and you want something a little bit different, because let's be honest, Leica shooters always want a Noctilux. It is the lens to have, the lens to want, but not all of us can afford 12,000 US dollars for a lens that costs more than the body. But it's nice to have something that's very, very close to it at a much cheaper price. Even if you got this lens just to see if you like the Noctilux or like such a big lens in your M camera, you can't go wrong with it. 755 US dollars. I still can't get over it, how somebody can produce a lens this good for that price. I will be doing a review on this lens in a couple of weeks, so keep an eye out for that. Remember to subscribe and hit that little bell icon. You get a notification when that comes out. So I'm going to leave you guys with a slideshow. All of the colors photos in the slideshow are from the M10-P, direct out of the camera JPEGs in standard profile. No editing has been done to the photos at all. And a few black and white photos in there were shot with the M6 TTL on a cine still black and white film, which is not actually a very nice film. I don't like the film. Really hard to develop as well. And it's not easy to focus with the M6 because that's a 0.58 magnification. The M10-P is a 0.73, which is really nice. And this lens and this camera work perfect together. It's a really nice combo. Some of the colored photos from the M10-P will be in a Dropbox folder. And a link to that Dropbox folder will be down below in the description. So you can download full resolution JPEGs for yourself, check them out and see what you think. There seems to be a bit of vignetting with the lens at 0.95, but I will cover that more in my full review coming in a couple of weeks. But if you do download the photos, let me know what you think of the lens combo and what it can produce, because I'm quite shocked at how good this lens is, especially for $755 US. I don't think you're going to find anything better than this for that price. It's an incredibly good lens. So remember to subscribe, hit the bell icon, you get a notification when that video comes out. And next week there will be a video on the Voigtlander 21mm f1.4 tested on the M10-P and also on the M6 TTL. As always, thank you so much for watching.